Liz, I'm super excited to be talking to you tonight. You're over in Australia, probably with better weather than us, and you're going to talk to us all about subconscious beliefs, Psych-K, and all the amazing things that you've taught me and that you do with your clients.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited to be chatting to you. I get a Shelley fix. I feel like I haven't caught up with you for ages.
I know, Liz. And can you just tell us how you got into this? Like, because you're obviously from a corporate background, which is why I liked you in the first place, because I was like, she's not totally woo-woo and weird. Like, so just tell us who you are, how you got into this.
I feel like I'm a closet hippie. I don't look like a hippie, but there's a little bit of hippie in me trying to get out. So I actually had a massive conflict at my work that took me away from the corporate environment. I had a massive clash with my boss, which is what drove me away from corporate. And I really became disillusioned with how do they treat people like this? Why are they so ruthless and lacking in compassion and understanding? And it really made me, I didn't want to go to a competitor. That was clearly an option, but I didn't want to do that. I was very loyal to the company. I loved this job, and it was really hard to pull away from it, but I was getting so many signs that it was toxic and I had to leave. And that's the challenge, right? You know, the universe is telling you something, but it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to stay. So you got to take the harder road. So I left and was really well supported to leave with friends and my family and everything. But I was like, I want to be involved in a world that is about peace, love, and happiness. I want to be somewhere where people are nice to each other and considerate to each other. And I was always interested in the subconscious mind. I was always interested in hypnotherapy. I kind of joke that I used to hypnotize my kids before I had any qualification. And it was kind of cool, but I thought maybe I should put some qualifications behind that. So the first thing I did was clinical hypnotherapy. And I worked with that and it was good, but I could see gaps. I could see things where it wasn't providing the answer I was looking for. So I was kind of like this quest of, you know, when something's not where you want it, you like never give up, just keep believing that the answer is out there and keep searching and looking, and you find amazing things along the way. And ultimately, hopefully sooner rather than later, you'll find the thing that you're looking for. And that's certainly what happened to me. So I found some really cool things along the way, like emotion code, emotional freedom technique. I studied a whole lot of aspects of Chinese medicine as it applies to the psyche.
Hang on a second though, Liz. You might have to say what emotion code is and what emotional freedom technique is.
Sure. So again, they're in the holistic world, probably in the quantum world as well, of ways of addressing, you know, trapped emotions, limiting beliefs, feeling stuck, feeling like you're sabotaging yourself, which is a whole nother thing we can talk about. But they're ways that you can make a shift and make a change. And importantly, be empowered to make the change that you want to make, rather than feeling like, you know, I'm broken and I need someone's help to fix me. It's really simple tools, understanding how the subconscious mind works and being able to do it. So the emotion code uses muscle testing, as does Psych-K, and it looks at when an emotion is stuck or trapped in the body. It's a way to uncover what that is and a way to release, because, you know, that emotion can get stuck in any part of the body and give physical symptoms of disease ultimately. So there's the physical.
I know what the emotion code is, obviously, but are we talking about like numbers, like words, emotions? Like you muscle test against organs, you muscle test like a piece of paper? What are we talking about here?
You get kind of a bit of a roadmap and you work your way through that roadmap of muscle testing to see, firstly, is there a trapped emotion? Where might it be? What is that trapped emotion? Is it ready to be released? And then being able to release it. So it's quite specific to emotions. There's also the body code, but that's kind of a different thing again. We'll park that one. And then emotional freedom technique, or TAP.
That one, I agree.
Sorry?
I said, let's park that one. I agree, because that's even more deep delving. Where's basics, Liz? Basics first.
Let's just stick with the emotional component, because that's really been my passion. Where are the beliefs and emotions that are holding us back or limiting us in some particular way? Like, they were there for a really good reason in the first place. They were there to protect us. They were there to keep us safe. But the subconscious mind doesn't know when it's time for them to let go or move past that situation. So then if you look at emotional freedom technique, that's based on energy meridians, and it's looking at physically tapping on parts of the body and repeating some statements while you're doing that, and also about interrupting a pattern. So Bruce Lipton, who I know you love and I love as well. Sorry, he's my boyfriend, but
he's
he talks about emotional freedom technique as being a great pattern disruptor, and Psych-K as being a pattern reprogrammer. So, you know, there's some similarities, but for when I finally found Psych-K, to me, it kind of was the best thing I had found at working with subconscious beliefs and programs and emotions. And it was that it ticked all those boxes of the thing that I really was looking for in the first place, when hypnotherapy didn't answer all those things.
And Liz, just when you say pattern disruptor, like with EFT, like how I use it in clinic, and probably what you suggest with clients too, is with our autonomic nervous system. So at this point, we're kind of talking about when we're kind of on a stress, like we're having that anxious response or that negative response. We've gone down this pathway. We feel like we can't come back from it. Like we're on that train to whatever those thoughts are. That is our normal where we go, right? And so this is a technique that we can use to go, hey, I don't know how to stop this. Like if I feel anxious in my body, or if I feel these thoughts, or if I feel these beliefs about myself and they just keep coming again and again, and we just feel like we can't break them, that's when like a tool like EFT is really useful in terms of changing our nervous system and getting us parasympathetic again.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I personally have experienced lasting shift with EFT or tapping. So it can do that as well. It's kind of like you've got a really good chance of it disrupting a pattern, and you've got a smaller chance of it reprogramming a pattern. With Psych-K, it's kind of, you've got a really significant chance of a really strong chance. It's repeatable and measurable and verifiable, so that you can reprogram that limitation so that you're not repeating it over and over. But you know, they're all great tools. But for me, once I found Psych-K, I was so drawn to it, and I was like, you know, this should be taught in school. Everybody should have this knowledge, this information, and this really simple tool to be able to work with their own situations and make the changes that they want to make simply and in a lasting way. Because, you know, as you well know, the conscious mind is in charge or boss of the show about 10% of the time, and the subconscious is in charge about 90% of the time. So if we want to make a lasting change, you can't just expect a conscious mind process to be effective and lasting with that. You really need to have the subconscious mind and the conscious mind aligned, so they're both working in the same direction.
Absolutely, because otherwise you're trying to go in one direction and your brain, your subconscious brain, is pulling you back the other way. So it doesn't matter if you get the perfect diet or you get the perfect fitness regime or whatever it is. If your subconscious mind is programmed to do whatever it's programmed to do, that's 90% of the time. Like, this is key. Like, you can have the best diet, you can have the organic food, the detox, all the rest of it, but depending on what shifts you want in your body, you want the subconscious and the conscious mind coming together to work together for your health and your whatever you want in your life.
Yeah, whatever it is. I mean, that's the definition of struggle, right? You try
totally.
really, really hard, and that willpower lives in the conscious mind. But 10% will never win over 90%. It just never will. I often use the expression of it's like having your foot on the accelerator and the brake at the same time. You're just going to go round in circles. It's like you're trying to swim against the current. It's like life doesn't need to be that hard. You can be in flow, and things can be much, much easier and simpler.
So Liz, what is Psych-K?
So Psych-K is a really simple process. It uses muscle testing as our form of communication, so we can communicate with the subconscious mind or the superconscious mind to find out whether a belief is, we use the term strong or weak, true or false, and then we can decide whether it's something that we need to shift or change. And then there are in the first workshop, in the basic workshop, there are two simple, what we call balances. And it's a simple process that you follow. It can take about 5 or 10 minutes on average. Mostly it takes about 5 or 10 minutes. You just follow these steps and you have a recognizable difference between when you start and when you finish the process. At the end of the process, you check in to find out that belief has gone from being, say it's a belief that you want to have, from being weak or false in your subconscious mind to being positive, strong and true in your subconscious mind.
So are you saying, Liz, that we can reprogram in positive beliefs and get out the negative beliefs?
Yeah. When you're working with the subconscious mind, you always want to replace something. So you don't take it away and leave a gap there, because the subconscious will kind of fill it with whatever. So let's be in the driver's seat here and know exactly what it is that we're replacing that belief with. In the workshop with Psych-K, you learn the language of the subconscious mind. Now, for example, affirmations are perfect. They are in fantastic language that the subconscious mind understands. But that's not always how we speak. Sometimes we have a tendency as mere mortals to focus on what's not right, what's not working, what we feel we need to be better at. Now, the subconscious mind is really easily confused by negatives. It loves you to bits and it just wants to show you how perfect and right you are, but it has zero ability.
I think you need to pause on that one though, because I don't think so many people that I see in clinic would never say that about their bodies or their minds, or let alone their subconscious mind. So I think you really need to say that one again and pause so that we really all take that in.
I love that one. Your subconscious mind, absolutely 100%, never any doubt, loves you to bits. Its primary job is to keep you alive, to keep you safe, to protect you. Beyond that, all it wants to do is show you how perfect and right you are. It does not care diddly squat about anybody else. It only cares about you. It only cares about now. So we need the language of our goals to be in language that the subconscious mind can understand and can work with. If we have a belief of, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, rich enough, pretty enough, whatever it is, I'm not worthy, let's just call it, I'm not good enough. The subconscious mind goes, sorry?
That's a good one. I think most of us can resonate with that one.
Absolutely. The subconscious mind goes, fantastic, she's not good enough. I'm going to show her, I'm going to draw in all these experiences to validate that she's not good enough. It's like, that's not what you wanted. But that's how the subconscious mind will work with that belief. So to your point earlier, you talked about self-sabotage. It's not self-sabotage. I know we all use that term and I get it, but it's not self-sabotage. It's the program that the subconscious mind has and how it works with it. It's not capable of doing anything else. You know, we wouldn't expect our computer or our phone or an app to do something that it's not programmed for. So when we understand how the subconscious mind is programmed and how it works, then we can make sure that we feed it the right information so that it can deliver on what it is that we want. So, you know, it loves you to bits. All it wants to do is show you how perfect and right you are. I guess was going to say catch, but the important part is it has zero ability to analyze. It's not meant to. So that's cool. We just need to understand that the conscious mind is where we analyze. The subconscious mind can't. It's not meant to. And it doesn't matter how many self-help books we've read, how much meditating we've done, it doesn't matter. The subconscious mind will never go, that's a dumb belief, she deserves better than that. It doesn't work like that.
Got it. So that's what, whatever the conscious mind programs in, the subconscious mind attaches to.
It will work tirelessly to deliver on whatever that program. So if that program is, I'm perfect and beautiful and happy and abundant and whatever, the subconscious will do its best to draw in all those experiences to you. If the belief is, I'm not pretty enough, good enough, rich enough, smart enough, then it will validate all of those beliefs. And a lot of times we say stuff in jest, right? We say, oh, I'm terrible at reading maps, or I'm hopeless at driving, or whatever. Now, we mean it as a joke, but the subconscious mind can't necessarily analyze that that's a joke. If the core belief that underpins that is weak, then, you know, the positive version of it is weak, then it will help manifest the thing that we don't want. But when we tweak the language and get that belief in language that the subconscious mind can understand to deliver on what it is we actually want, different story.
Absolutely. So what about if you're telling yourself you're pretty and you're beautiful, or you're really athletic, or whatever it is, you're really intelligent, and that's what you say, you wake up, you put it on your mirror, you put it on your wall, you put it wherever you want. And so you're saying that. So now the subconscious mind is attaching to it. But what if you don't really believe it? Like even consciously, you don't really believe it. Like you're saying your weight is fine, or you don't care, or whatever it is. Then what happens?
So I talk about this being on a continuum. So if you're at the sort of the limiting end of that continuum, and your belief is, I can't possibly get enough.
Oh no, come back, Liz. We were doing so well. We might have to stop it and start it again. Like this. Is it gonna come back? Ooh. We are loving this. Come back. I agree, Nat. We want Liz to come back. This happened before we started recording. That's why we're a little bit late. So if I stop this recording, I'll piece it together when we put it on the YouTube anyway. Then I will call Liz, tell her to come back, and we'll redo it. So we'll just continue where we are, because I've got Liz. She's is able to keep talking to us till 7 anyway. So I will stop this and get Liz back. Okay. So bear with us. Good bit of technical difficulties, and she's talking to me. Okay. Oops. Stop this one.